So what's your initial thoughts on above the fold, top of the page? What are we seeing?
So I like the above the fold's pretty good.
Yep, I agree.
With one minor detraction.
Ooh, go for it. What you got?
So the graphic on the right hand side is more of an electronics graph than really a software thing.
Yeah,
but it's cool looking. It's abstract enough where I'm not gonna like ding you down.
Okay.
I do like the use of gold and or the yellow and the white seems to work really well on the dark background.
Yep, I agree. Colors are great. Like the dark blue, like the royal kind of dark sky blue up here is kind of cool. I actually like this. I don't know. I guess it's personal preference, but I mean, like
I said, it's super minor. Like like whatever.
I something about this design I kind of like. I don't know, but that's just me. So
Zach, you can say that's your binary tree. So like
there you go. There you go. If somebody asks, you can do that. So he has navigation top left up here, which I'm assuming is going to be sticky. It is sticky. So as I scroll down, comes to his About Me section. Oh, I will say, so when I first loaded this page yesterday, when you first sent it to me, none of the images loaded for some strange reason. I don't know why, but for my version, the images never loaded. I had to refresh it, then the images loaded. So that's something that you've seen before, Zach, or not? I don't know, but that's something to take into account. It was
it's really, Roku, I think.
And it was really, really slow. I mean, it was really, really slow too. It might have just been yesterday, but it took like 40 seconds to load the page. It took forever. But again, I came back today, and obviously, I'm guessing it's cached at this point, so it came up really quick. So just bear that in mind.
So here's what we both saw this right away. So we've looked at this one so we've discussed this one quite a bit. We looked at this the other day. I think the comment. I think we should come back to the About page, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
We'll come back to this. Yeah. Because I think it's led by these next sections, right?
Right.
You have your resume section. It has this design. I like it. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's nice.
I think it's perfect. And you have your portfolio section.
Right.
So before we talk about this, let's go back to this section.
So now, when we looked at the other ones, we're like, this one feels out of place because it's not the same like kind of white background box. So I think this should match the other sections.
These have these have these white boxes with that kind of gray text in it. This has a dark kind of the blue colored box,
right?
Which isn't exactly the same color either. Look, by the way, it's slightly off.
Yeah.
So again,
and then they're not the same width either. So like, so the container width should be the same width. Also
it's two. This should come out to here and then out to here.
Yeah. And then just make it with the same white background.
Yep. I think if you do that, that'll pull that part in.
No.
Yeah, I like
he
that.
Sort of looks like you, Kevin. Did you notice that?
Does he? This is hard to tell when you're. I guess he does a little bit. There you go. That's a handsome-looking man there, Zach. Just gotta say, it's
handsome man.
But I think the picture's fine. I think this is good. Content-wise, it's great, and I do like this resume part too. I think this is cool.
Yeah.
Education experience kind of split up. I'll come back to the resume part in a second. Actually, let's talk about it now before we go into portfolio. There was one thing. So your call to action up here is resume, and it doesn't take you down to resume here. It actually gives you a downloadable version of your resume. I would actually change this to be a link to actually down to your contact form. Yeah. Yeah,
and then take that link and push it in the resume section, and they can download the whole thing.
Exactly. Yeah. They may just come here and just click this one thing, and it's like, you probably want them to contact you. They can read the rest of the stuff kind of here.
Yeah, so you could have a download button right here.
Exactly. Put that button in this section somewhere. Maybe here, or maybe have another block here that's a download to kind of match this. Fill out this space could kind of work. Or push this side and push that to the right and have the download button on the bottom right corner would probably be my preference.
Yeah, I would definitely put experience left, education right, and the button underneath education on the right-hand side.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Okay, so portfolio.
So right away, we see this a lot because cards, I mean, the hover card is cool. So we actually teach a similar technique here at the boot camp. And so that's kind of cool. The hover card's kind of cool. The problem is they're not the same height.
Yeah, and every one of them is different.
So if you're using a Bootstrap card, which I don't know if you are, one of the tricks is just if you put a footer element on it, then they'll always be all the same height. So basically all of these need a bottom div that's stuck to the bottom, and then visually they're the same. Other than that, what you got to do is make sure you can like fake it by making sure that all your content is the same lines.
Right.
Is another thing that you can do to make sure that your buttons. Otherwise, it just looks kind of messy. The buttons are all over the place.
Yeah, because these three don't line up, and then these three don't line up. I guess they line up on the top, but then they just look like when they're together in a grid of 6 like this, these gaps here, they just look weird. It just ends up looking strange. Yeah,
so you can use flex spot. There's a lot of things you can do to make them all the same height. Is what I think you need to do.
Yeah, I think.
So what I do is, if I'm using Bootstrap, I'll take the footer and I put a footer on the bottom of the card, and then I take the buttons and put them in the footer, and then everything else stays in there, so that when they look at it, I have content like this, and there may be a gap right here, but right underneath it is all my navigation buttons, and they all line up, and it looks fine. So that's kind of one of the tricks I do.
Yep. Yeah, but I think the point is just to get them all kind of lined up.
The same height.
So the other thing, obviously, we've had a chance to look at this in more detail than we probably normally would. So the other thing that we noticed was, obviously, you don't have your bug tracker up yet. We talked about that. That's coming soon. You have a chat app too that's coming soon. So what we're kind of left with, and this one is just code, so I'm probably not going to look at this, although Battleship is just code. So what I'm left with is 3 apps. One of them is an old version of your portfolio.
Take that off.
I dropped
Just delete it right now. There's no reason to look at an old portfolio.
Yeah, just drop this all together. And then what we're left with is 2 apps. So we're left with a Star Wars search and a Snake app. I've tried both of these. I played with both of them yesterday. Snake app's great, like it works. It's the Snake game. Right, I think we've seen it a lot, but the issue with it is it's kind of dated. I get it; it might be technical achievement, but somebody coming to it's gonna be like, it's Snake game, okay. I get it. You can make that. It's kind of a a proof of concept. The Star Wars character search is a little bit more unique, and of course, I wanted to play with it because of Star Wars.
Right, so we did.
So let me pull it up. I did not
take a
have
second
this
to come
cached, and this is this is just a Heroku thing, isn't it? It's the way that it is. It just takes a minute for these things to spin up. If you can afford to pay for it. I know it's not always in everybody's budget, but while you're in the job hunt phase, if you can
cache that thing all the time, man, like get it spun up.
Yeah. Ridge Raider says Kevin 2.0. I'm Kevin 2.0. Zach's Kevin 1.0.
Yeah, that's it.
Probably not. He's probably
all right. So it took that long to come up. So that's a problem. We need to figure out how we could cache that or whatever.
Yeah. The other issue is it's not fully cached yet. Look, too. So what I noticed is I was like, oh, what is this? What is this table here? It takes. So what it's actually doing is it's actually reaching out to the API now too. So it's putting in a Star Wars API. And it takes a crazy amount of time for this to pull in. This will actually populate with like the core characters here in a second, or it did yesterday. There you go.
There it is.
Look how long that took. It took forever to populate.
So what I would do, Zach, with this is I would do that same thing that you have right here, hitting that API, and I would cache every one of those in a database. And I would load it in Postgres, and then when it comes up, it'll just come out like that.
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
That's a tip. Yeah, that's a tip to do this because it does take way too long.
Yeah,
I'm guessing that's a combination of it being Heroku and the API call being slow as well.
Well, he's pulling back every row in the API. It looks like so every one of them. So it's not.
I don't know
really
how many there are.
Can't be that many Star Wars characters, right?
I don't know. Let's say that it's a couple thousand. That's not. I mean, in terms of data, that's not that many, is it? And it's not. Look, it's only pulling in 9 pages, I think, because this finished. So
unless there's a next after that.
Maybe.
Doesn't look like
it only pulled in 2 for this one, but either way, even if it's 2,000 records, in terms of data, that's not a lot of data, is it?
It's very much to nothing. So that's the problem. And then the other problem is we went back and actually looked at it like, okay, there's no images or anything in here. There's no detail page. It's just this grid. And so that's a problem. So like, you need to have like a detail page here that you click to. So a master, an index view of everything, and then a master view of the image. But then we said, well, there's no images in here. So we actually went back and looked at the API you used, and the swappy API for Star Wars data is like terrible. Like there's no, and that's not your fault, Zach. It's
this is literally all the data in it. He's pulled all the data. That's it. This is
it's
everything.
Just like the worst API ever. It's just like, and maybe there's not many to choose from. We didn't go that far to find out an alternate or whatever, but like, So what I would say is, if there's not a better Star Wars API that includes images, then switch it up to a movie API and just show Star Wars movies, or there's Marvel API, there's DC APIs, there's the NASA API, there's a lot of other APIs out there that you could build. And so what I think you need to have at the minimum is the list of whatever it is you're searching for. You make it clickable where you can view some data about it.
Yep.
So in this case, it would be a Star Wars profile card for Luke Skywalker. And so that's what I would do. And then you have to nail the Star Wars aesthetic if you're doing this. So like you got to look at, this needs to look like a interface from a Star Wars movie or something like that.
Exactly.
Which you should be able to do.
Yeah. So my
instead of a
with this
bootstrap
is
table.
it's like the data's like, okay, you can, like, the proof of concept works, right? You have you have an API and you've pulled it in and you showed it on a web page. That's awesome. I definitely commend you for doing that, because you've done the technical part is killer. Like, it works, right? It might be slow, but it works. And that's the slow part's probably not on you. That's more likely on the API and on Heroku, right? That's not your fault. But what you've then done with it is made a spreadsheet out of it, and it's like,
it's a spreadsheet, and then the data's kind of dumb. Like I was thinking, like, do I care how much Luke Skywalker weighs? He's like a little chunky in the third movie, you know.
Right? That's interesting too. Yeah, I hadn't really noticed the mass thing, but that's. So think about a better way you could use this data, like like maybe there's something you could do with this that's like displays it better. So if you had images, you could show just like maybe based on which, although it's not, well, the API is not pulling in enough data. It doesn't even tell you which movies they're in, because you could show which movies like does Luke Skywalker appear in, or who appears.
And that data
in
is in this API. That data is in the API.
Oh, is
so
it?
like there's movies.
Okay.
Yeah, I looked at it.
Okay, so you could do that. You could show like you could come to this page and you can have a list of all the movies, and then you can show the characters that are in each of those movies when you click them, maybe. Or you can show which characters are from Tatooine, right? You could do that. Right. Maybe you have pictures of the planets, and you can click a picture of the planet, and that shows you which characters are from that planet. You just have to think of a better way to kind of visualize the data.
And then what I would do is look at like a Rebel Alliance interface or something like that you can go find
You can put it in something like a module from the Death Star or something. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like something
or,
like that.
Yeah.
So like style it up a little bit like that. Yeah. Definitely. But technically, it works.
So technically it works, and you can search. It's a little bit slow, and so like I would definitely cache it in database.
Yep.
Because the API seems to be very slow.
Yep. So ultimately, here's what I would suggest then, because you're gonna have a mix of different apps here, right? You're probably gonna have at least kind of 5 things here. I would maybe suggest dropping this one too. What I would suggest as far as laying it out is if you can have kind of 4 killer apps here, put your bug tracker at the top and make it take up kind of the whole width here, and have 3 things below it, like your Star Wars, your Snake, your chat app.
Let's show the most functional app we had. We'll show the Snake game. Let's show that so we don't like just kill him. This actually works really well. You can go find the red thing or whatever it is.
It does. It's not working well in my resize. It's down here. It's not working well in my resized window. But that's
boom. Oh, it's not responsive. Really,
my fault is.
Yeah,
it's in a kind of a smaller than average window.
Yeah.
But
look at you playing Snake game. Look at you.
Hey, my childhood was misspent.
You're dead on it. Oh, no. There you go. Look at you.
This was one of the only games you could play on the PCs at school, by the way, when we had a
right,
PC
is that
lab.
What it is?
This was one of the only games you could play. And there
Kevin's
was an
taking bets.
to do that, you know.
How many can I do? I can do 15.
I can't, not in this. The window keeps scrolling.
Yeah, makes it hard.
Yeah, it's
So you kind of nailed the Snake game aesthetic here. I mean, so like, it's kind of cool. But if you're trying to get a web dev job, and this is what we go back to everyone, is you got to build professional projects. And I think ultimately when you're saying you're getting rejections, you're not getting callbacks, I think this is why that the projects just aren't good enough. But I think you're on your way to building the bug tracker, building a chat app. Both of those are way better solutions for doing that. So I think those will work really well for you. And then you have a start on the Star Wars character search. It just needs more features or something else about it,
Yep.
So just think of terms of master detail, and then the detail page and the master page, styling it like Star Wars would be a big hit there. And then Battleship's a console app. It's going to be impossible to show anyway. So take it as a learning experience. Hey, I learned about C# and then just take it off the portfolio. It doesn't showcase anything.
Yep. I would say if you're not getting like callbacks at this point, it is not because of your portfolio in terms of like it's self-contained, like it's fine. I don't think it's bad. You've got a few things you can fix up on it, but it's your apps. It's definitely your apps, because this is basically the one of two apps that they're being able to click on right now in live demo. They're like, okay, that's, because don't forget, this is like the pinnacle of your work right now is the Star Wars app, and it's like it needs to be more. So your bug tracker will obviously cover that, and this will be the one you want them to click on. That's why I suggest making this a bigger box. Don't make them all equal. Make this your flagship app like 3 wide, and then put 3 apps below it, and they're going to click on the top one, because that's
all right. Let's keep going down. We'll scroll down and give you one more. So now this was weird. I like the call to action here. You don't have many sections here, so like,
so when you
but it takes you to the thing that's right below you. So like, so what you could do here is use this to highlight a project. Maybe hey, check out my bug tracker, and then bam, you could take them right to the demo site there, even though they were just there. That's something else you could do with it. But visually, I like the way it looks. I mean, it's kind of cool, the gold bar, and it breaks it up. It's kind of neat.
If I was going to use it as is, I would put it closer to the top. I would put it up here somewhere, maybe as a first or second thing, maybe right under the About Me section if you're going to use it. And that's why this also, if this button was the Hire Me button that took you down to the bottom, that kind of then makes more sense as well. I would move it maybe in here, but it doesn't make any sense for it to be literally right. It's on the same page, you know.
But there's a lot to like here, and there's the aesthetic is great. It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I do like the gold and gray and dark. Is that dark blue? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's like a royal.
It's a dark blue. It looks black here, but so I like it. So I just think if you get some more projects on there, you're on your way.
Yeah, I think that's it, Zach. I think that's the big thing that's right now is holding you back, just projects, and then just cleaning it up a little bit. And those are things that we've talked about are kind of more the minor things, right? If you get the projects working on there, and don't do anything else, you'll be on your way.
Yep. All right, cool. Let's see who's next.
Cool. Next we got Jarrett. Jarrett sent me his portfolio from, I don't know if it was Tuesday. It might have been last Thursday. I forget. But one of the previous lives, and we were talking about doing portfolio reviews, and I asked him to send it to me. So this is Jarrett's. He's
got his own logo. I like that. That's kind of cool. The J and M kind of work.
I like this. Yep, I like this.
Yep.
His little thing here is unique too. This animation is different than ones that I've seen before. Don't know if this is something.
It just animates part of it, which is kind of cool, and it floats off to the right.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a plugin or something he's done uniquely. Not sure, but I like it. It's good. It's good. That's cool.
Well, it says, "Would you like to work with me?" I'd make that bigger.
Yeah, this is a button, by the way, too. So there's a link. So here's the thing. So remember, I think whenever this was, we were talking about this because Jarrett's a UI UX person, right? An expert.
Yeah.
So this is one when we were talking about last week. I was like, well, a lot of people who are UI UX think they need to break the UI UX mold, right, to like stand out. And this is one of those examples where I think it's trying to stand out. Just make it a button. Like, I didn't even know to click on it until I hovered over it.
Yeah.
Just something
I would
about
definitely make it bigger, too. It's also small, so it looks like a subtitle.
Yeah.
So I'd make it bigger.
Yeah, it's just accidentally just kind of hovered over and like, oh, look, it's a link. I can click on it. It takes you down to the contact section. It's like, okay. Gotcha. But this is breaking, like, user
They might not
norms.
click on it, in other words. Yeah.
Right?
So they usually expect a button right there.
Yeah. Yeah. So if I scroll down a little bit, we then have projects. These are cool. Cards are cool.
I love the cards. See, his cards line up, so that's kind of cool.
Yep. We'll click on one of these in a second. One's UI UX and web design, so it's more of a designer than a dev, and that's okay.
Right.
Like this is super good.
Yep.
The tech stack, they all look right. Again, layout super good. Like
look at him using the marquee tag down the bottom. Look at that.
Let's go take a look at that. So this I find interesting. I've not seen done like this before either. Like it fades out at the sides. I think this is cool. I like it. It's good.
Yeah. I know he's not using the marquee tag. I'm pretty sure he's using the CSS transition, but like, you know.
But let's just call it the marquee tag. But yeah, it's interesting. It's visually like breaks up the page a little bit. I wouldn't put anything in here that I really want people to read because they probably won't, right?
No, I think it's just there to.
It's just a visual. break of the page, right? So, okay, then we have a little work history section.
Yeah. He's working somewhere. Click to match. I like it.
They're listed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the footer at the bottom.
Okay.
It'll get in touch. There's a few other things happening here. Look, this little scroll bar keeps moving down the side of the page as I'm scrolling, by the way. You can see that.
Yeah.
Right above your
That's
head
neat.
there.
Scrolls by.
Then there's this All Projects tab on the left-hand side. And this is the part that threw me off. Right? This is the part where I'm like...
It's hard to find.
It's hard to find, and I'm like, it's not intuitive. Like, it doesn't feel intuitive that it's here. I see it, and when I click
it's
it,
too
it opens up this
small,
full
though. I
page
mean, like,
thing.
Yeah.
And look what this does. So it took me a second to figure this out too. I'm like, am I just silly here? I got to hover over the name, and it changes the card for the project.
Yeah.
So it's a modal popover, right? Or an off canvas or whatever it is.
Yeah. So like, I like the highlighting and when you move it, but I would just push them to the left, right, or top or somewhere like that where the words aren't over the images.
Yeah.
That's one thing I would do, but you know,
it wasn't intuitive to me, which again is my kind of problem with a lot of those things. Like I get it, just because you can doesn't mean that you should.
So if we go to click to match, does that go anywhere?
Let's go see.
Okay, it's got a little write up. I like it.
Yeah, it does. It pulls up a unique page that is you can't see the URL, but it's a unique URL for this page.
Yeah,
which is great. I love the layout of this too. By the way, this is super good. This is great.
That's fantastic.
I mean, that's really good.
Yeah.
Love this. Shows like, I guess, an old design and a newer design.
Yeah.
Your newer one obviously kills. It's way better.
Right, yeah.
And the user's persona.
These are that's the cards they must have used.
From it, yeah. She's a little glass hover over here too. Look at them like.
Yeah.
Color scheme. There's X values.
Yep.
Like
very
that.
important.
And these little demo video things. These are cool.
Yeah. Overall, the guy's got great skills. So like,
no doubt, no doubt. And then I like this too. Look, so it's a landing page. Shows you a long version of the landing page.
Nice.
Which is obviously super well designed. I mean, look at it. It's killer. Like it looks great.
So you found a way to display it without showing the website, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's really good. And then the mobile version too for the app design as well. Okay. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, the apps obviously, and the way that you're displaying them is very cool. Like you put the color scheme in, and this feature here is great, showing the old versus the new, which is great. I always like this idea. When you're going to redesign something, showing like the version before versus the version that is now is so good.
It's like the old weight loss videos before and after, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I like it.
You got some killer design skills, Jarrett. Definitely. The only thing I'm just not sure on is this part. It feels like it's and it feels unnecessary too, because if I go back, I can click on each one of these as it is. This is just, I guess, just a different way of getting to the same thing, right? Because I can click on this.
And I do think the overlays are just in the way. I mean, there's great design work there, and then you put words over top of it's too much in the way.
Yeah. There's something about this page too. When I look at it, this being here and this being here and this being here, and then these floaties and this. I don't know what it is. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Overall, it's good.
It is. It definitely is. It definitely is.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got, I guess you categorize these two, which no, you don't like, probably. But
well, here's the thing, though. For a designer, this works for designers and graphic designers, and because it doesn't matter which one's really first. In projects, it does, because like in projects, you're like, you've got the flagship. It needs to be first always. That's the one you want to look at.
Right.
Whereas you're more likely to click around and see the different design aspects for when you're like evaluating a UX or a graphic designer, or a photographer or something like that. You want to look at more than one thing. For when you're looking at can they build software, you want them to go to that bug tracker, that flagship project. So you want to like put it front and center always.
Right.
So, but I do like, in this case, I think it works,
I think so too. I think my suggestion for this too, though, now that I think about this too, is I would drop this, and I would actually drop this too. Scroll.
I can't see that because of our.
Yeah, it's right. It's
my pop-ups.
Let me
here.
hold on. I can do. There you go. I can go full screen, and you can just about see it. It's down this. Here, like just the bar that goes down.
That's just showing what it's scrolling.
It's showing that it's scrollable. Yeah, I would drop that, and I would drop that, and Personal preference, the little floaties on the screen, I'm not a huge fan of, but I get
Everybody likes them though.
Yeah. Everybody likes them. But I think the floaties matched with these kind of pinstripes you have too might be kind of like throwing my head off too. I'm not sure. Maybe this is just, I think maybe this is just kind of too many little things to look at.
But definitely make the call to action bigger. Where would you like to work with me? That needs to be bigger.
I'm just saying this just takes me down to, is this a new page? Oh, it's going to be a new contact page. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, which is super good.
That.
That's killer. Yeah. That's great.
Super good.
That's good.
But if no one clicks on it, it doesn't work. So
exactly.
you just want to make sure they click on it.
Exactly. I know this is a nice picture, but I don't know how I feel about the picture either.
Unless that's you fishing.
Yeah. But even if it is, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
It's a cool picture, it is
a cool picture. It's tough to do something here, right? It's tough to fit something here that actually works. I get it. It is.
It is off his motif, though.
It is. It doesn't feel like it's with the rest of the site, does it? Maybe that's what's throwing me too. It doesn't feel like it fits everything else that's here.
So maybe some of the UX designs could be pushed there or something like that.
Yeah. Maybe throw one of your designs up there. Yeah. Because your mock-up things here are super good. You obviously know how to use Photoshop to put these mock-ups together, which look great.
Mock-ups are cool.
Yeah. I'm always a fan of a mock-up. They always look good. When you're showing somebody artwork, if you can, like if you're showing somebody a t-shirt design, like if you show them it on a t-shirt, it looks way better than just being like, here's a design idea I have for a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Just show them the t-shirt, and it's just better. It's just better. So, yeah, cool.
I like his logo though. I do like. I've always struggled with how do you make a curved and like that AM work with something, and then he's pulled it off.
Yeah,
I
agree. This is super good. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see the next. I feel like we're being harsh, Kevin, but like we really like it, Jarrett. We're just we're just telling you what we think.
Nice. We're kind. Kindness is telling you what we think works and what doesn't. Nice is just telling you everything's great.
All right, cool.
This is AJ.
Well, first and foremost, he's got the best last name in the business.
I was going to ask, is he related? I'm going to say this one's just great. Because it's awesome. This is Bobby's nephew or something like. So we're gonna say good things.
No, I think that's good. I mean, and I like the landing page. It's kind of cool.
Okay.
It's got the arrow pointing down.
Hopefully he's a PHP dev. Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Himself in it now.
Yeah.
Let's see. So we're gonna scroll down. We got a little glassy looking thing here with some socials in it, and then a hi, welcome to my portfolio with a little emoji.
Okay.
My collection of some of the most recent projects that I have created.
Again, line these things up on the top.
Yeah, because these two boxes here look strange, don't they? Because they're not lined up.
It's strange.
This is 2 lines. This is 1 line. That's why.
So you need to make that one over there 2 lines, even if it's a blank line, and just push the other box down.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yep.
So, okay, so we got an invoice creator.
And a random password
generator. Okay.
And
then make sure these buttons line up on the bottom and don't center your text here. So the text, this project was challenging from Scrum to make blah, blah, blah. That should be all left justified. Languages, your stack in there, that can be centered underneath that left justified text.
Yep, agreed.
Yep,
agreed. I would
it'll
also
read a lot easier.
I would drop where you got this from too. We don't.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the same thing with us.
Where you got it from, man.
People that come to the boot camp will put it on there. I'll be like, no, take it off. I know you feel like you're doing it as a favor by putting it on there because somebody might see it. Like, we don't care. Like, it doesn't do you any favors. So, just telling you, just own it. Just you made it.
Just own it. I built this. It doesn't matter where you got it from.
Yep.
All right, so we'll look at the live site here, but like left justify the paragraph, center the stack underneath the paragraph. So it'd be, if you have 2 divs, it'd be 1 div left and 1 div centered, and they're both in the same row if you're using something like grid or whatever. Okay, let's see what we can do here. What can we do?
So invoice creator, I can do. I can add individual tasks.
Okay.
I can't add multiple. Only.
That's it.
Let's see, I can. Okay, that's a bug. There you go. There's a bug for you.
What is it?
So I can click task 1. I can't re-click it, right? I can't keep clicking. I can't
Right.
keep adding
You
it.
can
I
only
click
have
task
one
2.
of those.
I can only have one of those until I delete another one. Now I can add it again.
Oh,
So it's a bug.
weird.
I can add task 2. I can delete task 2, and I can add another task 1.
So right off the bat, here's a very simple change you can make to make this a little bit better. Number 1, don't call it task 1, task 2, task 3. Come on with something else.
Yeah, give it real
number 3
things.
Real things. So you got, thank you for choosing MyCorp. Change it MyCorp to something else, whatever that is. Just anything other than like, here's my fictional company, LLC.
Make it feel real.
Yeah, make it feel real. I'd put a logo on this thing to the left-hand side in the top border thing. I would definitely do that.
Yep.
So then I would definitely, I can add as many task 1s as I want. I can add as many task 2s as I want. I can add as many task 3s that I want. So, you know, you should be able to. You can under certain circumstances.
You can under certain circumstances, exactly.
Yeah. So
which is very strange.
Catch the debug.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Let's click send invoice, and that's nothing happens when I click send invoice.
Yeah.
It needs to do something, doesn't it? What's the what's the point of it?
It bombed out.
It's actually a calculator at this point.
It's a to-do list with a calculator. So like, which isn't bad. So.
Yeah, this when I send an invoice, it just clears.
Clears it out, and you're just starting over.
Nothing really happens.
So it's a to-do list calculator. So overall, it got a little bug in it. It's not bad. I mean, you know, it's not bad. All right, let's look at the next one.
See, I'll do some other things down here too.
Yeah, all this is from Scrum, bro.
A lead tracker, Chrome extension, and blackjack game, tic-tac-toe, scorekeeper.
Yeah,
that's it. That's the bottom of the page.
All right.
Okay. There's not enough about you here. I think that's the other thing.
Yeah, so we need definitely an about thing. What's the stack that I use? What are my skills in? So you need a skills section. You need about me section, and then is there a contact page?
No, there's no contact page. There is a LinkedIn.
You need a contact page. You need a contact page.
But you also need a contact page. Yeah.
All right, so let's go scroll down.
Also, I would say, coming back to this is a PHP image.
PHP, yeah. Find a JS image. Yeah,
just saying.
You can find it.
Yeah. So these all seem like these are what we would class as, and this is not insulting in any way, but these are what we would class as toy apps.
Right, they're toy apps,
they're
specifically tic-tac-toe.
Yeah.
And so let's go look at live here on the tic-tac-toe game. Oh, great.
Okay, so it's not got AI or anything.
No, it should.
And then player record. Okay.
So 2 players can't play this.
No, you can if you share the mouse.
Yeah, and if I tell you where to go, right?
All that, yeah.
All right, we'll play it. Me and you, I'll tell you where to go.
Go on then.
I'm going first.
Sure.
I'll do left corner.
This one?
Upper left. Yeah. Ooh, I'll do middle. And then I'll do bottom left. I'll do top right.
And
there you go. Tic-tac-toe. All right, so I don't think that's good enough necessarily to get a job necessarily. So like that's, you know, and you may say, hey, I already got a job, which is true that, okay? It's not that you haven't done a lot of work here and you're not doing learning, you haven't learned anything. Yeah. It's just that we'd like to see. So the invoice creator is the one that's business focused that we could most likely generate something on. So yeah, can you copy that out of there?
I can click it. So I'm guessing that copies
it.
Yeah,
so you want to be able to copy it out of there so you could actually use it. So, but not bad. I mean, that's not bad either.
Yeah, that's not a bad app. I don't actually mind that one.
No.
But yeah, I think adding it to it a little bit, and again, I would take some of these things off. Or make them
scorekeeper.
Or make them less importance.
Yeah.
Like tic-tac-toe and blackjack game, and I don't know what your extension does, but the scorekeeper for sure. Like they're just smaller apps. They probably shouldn't compare to this. This should kind of be your signature app.
I would really start working on the invoice creator. Like, can I actually send it? Could I when I hit send, if I don't want to send, I want to simulate what's going, show like a print view of what the invoice would look like.
Yeah, imagine if you could send it to a PDF or something. We know that's
send to a
difficult
PDF.
to
I mean,
implement.
no. So there's other things you could do with that one to like kind of really bring it out. So, and then maybe save the previous invoices in, you know, you could save them in local storage if you don't want to use a database. So,
right.
Be a lot of other things you could do with it. All right, cool. Let's go next. Hopefully that helps you out, man. Hopefully you're watching and you got some help from that.
Ridge said Kevin letting his boss win.
I did feel like you let me win, though.
No, I was playing my hardest there.
He's playing hardcore. He's playing hardcore.
I'm a hardcore tic-tac-toe like guy. Okay, so next up we have Roland Matheson. So I'm guessing being that there's also a Japanese version that Roland is in Japan, so that's kind of cool too. I always like this cool language kind of settings, kind of interesting. It's something that Dan had before with his being in Japan. It's like the English and Japanese versions. Okay, so my first instinct for the top is it's kind of plain.
It's kind of plain, but you can work on that.
Which you can pull off. Like that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
You can pull off that kind of look.
You could load in a different font. You could bring fonts in, stuff like that. Yep. You could definitely put a background image on it, something like that.
Yep.
Okay, this layout is, I don't like paragraph center text.
Centered and also full width, which just makes it 10 times
left
kind of
justify it.
Weirder.
And then center the living in, center the contact, center the download.
Yeah, and also if you're going to do this, like make sure it's not full width. Pull it into the same width as about here. Put it in a container so that it's contained within the center of the page. Yep. Something about, so you know when you read a book or something, right? It's like there's a reason there's only so many words on a line. It makes readability so much easier. This has too many words on a line. Generally 10 or so like per line. So you want to come to about here, and that's kind of how wide you should be. And then you want it, so think about that. This long line is it's just difficult to read.
And then the third line, I would just take that out altogether.
This one.
No one cares that you like playing card games and listen to Japanese pop hits. They want to know who you are as a programmer. What do you do?
Yep.
Those kind of things. This is what this is about. This isn't a blog about me. It's you know that you can put that on your Instagram account, but like on your portfolio, it should be all about software engineering and software development. What do you do? What do you want to do?
Yep.
So
you have your email here under contact and a download resume option too, which is a PDF. So that's so
cool. All right, let's go look at the projects. Okay, Bastion Games e-commerce website. Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Financially intelligent NFTs. Since we're NFT experts, Kevin.
I would never, ever go that far. Like, since
we are experts in this space.
We've created and minted one. I mean, how much more expert do you need?
That's right. We know, you know.
Okay.
We're just expert. We haven't sold one yet, but like, you know, we know a lot about it. I'm just kidding.
Hey, we've minted
So is this
one.
a website that he built?
I guess so. I don't know, what is this? So hold on, let me go back. Let's go Hackathon sponsorship finals.
Oh, he was in this.
Okay, so they didn't design the website. He was in this then? Or did he make the team? I think they must have made the site.
Okay.
But it was part of a team. So this is... So how do you feel about that? Because that's one of the things we talk about.
Yeah. So it just meant it's just a website there, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the design's okay.
Okay.
It is what it is.
All right. Cool.
Or is this... Hold on, I'm not sure. Is this page or is this the page?
Let's see. It's coming up for a minute.
It's thinking about it. Actually, I think it's quit and it's loaded, but it's not loaded anything, so I don't know. Not.
Okay. I'm not sure what this is, so let's go
I'm
back.
not sure either.
So that's that's a problem. If you're wanting us to see something, it needs to look like, we need to be able to tell what it is. So is that a website that you built? So the description didn't really tell us. So that's kind of off-putting a little bit.
Exactly.
Can't tell what it is.
Whose was that? Do you remember? I'm trying to I've closed it.
I can't remember his name.
Hold on. Here we go. Wait, this one. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not quite sure on that one.
The largest Ethereum hackathon. So I'm assuming you were there to make Ethereum contracts. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't quite make sense, does it? I'm not sure what I'm looking at. Because this image doesn't even fit what we just looked at. So
let's go to his full-fledged e-commerce website at a local hobby store. Okay, so this has promise, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right, cool.
Okay. Click on a few things. Let's see. Okay, let's buy shopping cart updated.
Well, do they have exploding kittens, Kevin?
Doesn't look like.
Let's see.
Maybe under card games.
Yeah.
Oh,
come on.
Comics they got.
33 of Destroy All Humans.
Okay. Nice board games. Where's my my cart's up here, I guess. I've added something to it. Okay.
Check out.
I gotta log in and register.
Please log in. All right.
I'm not gonna log in, but what do these got? These just links out to sites, I'm guessing.
I don't know.
Okay. Okay, this is like a carousel right here for the games.
Magic, yeah.
This feels weird because these always look weird, don't they? The Facebook embeds and like the Discord embeds, and this is
I don't like this.
This is like a.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it's like an image of people playing at the store.
So we can't verify if it works. So let's say it does. It's kind of cool that you have a working thing and it's in production. And it's kind of cool, assuming that it all works and you can buy stuff and they'll ship it to you. You know.
What's this? Oh, it's a Google Calendar.
Yeah.
Some other. There's like two menus here too. There's like one up here and then there's like a sub menu with stuff.
What's the dashboard do? Log in.
It's probably just my checkout page or whatever, right? Or details.
Yeah. Okay. Your premier Chilliwack hobby store. Okay, cool.
I don't know if it's a store or not. I guess it is. On the map.
Where's it at? Where's Bastion Games at? What state are they in?
Thank you.
They're in Canada. They're not even in the state.
Yep. British
All right. British Columbia. All right.
Okay. And then you've got another couple of apps as well, and that's the bottom of the page, by the way. So again, there's no contact form on this either, other than there's the contact up here with the.
Yeah, you need a contact form, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would try and leave. I don't know which one is your best app here, your best version of a website, but I would lead with whatever that one is. This one like technically works, but doesn't look amazing. This one I'm not quite sure what's going on because it's not this.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
Separate the tech stack and all these things. So like where you say fully fledged e-commerce website for local hobby store, uses Mongo, whatever. Take that line, put it at the bottom of it. You do have it up there, I guess. I didn't see that. So I guess you do have the tech stack there. So never mind.
But it does feel kind of, I don't know, it doesn't feel right here.
Yeah. I didn't see it right away. That's my fault.
Yeah.
All right, let's see who's next.
Hey.
Is that it? We got anybody else?
No, we got more. This is
Jason
Path. When I load the page, by the way, just reloaded it, this is where it comes to. So it's like there is a hierarchy here, but it comes to this featured project
page
so
first.
That's
what he wants.
So this is what he's trying to push us to.
Works for me, man. I mean, like, yeah, man, show your best thing.
Yeah. I'm not against that. Again, I kind of like that idea. Like, hey, just look at my thing. Here it is, like straight away. Just judge me on this kind of thing. And it's a bug tracker. So
that's this bug tracker splatter. Okay.
I like the name.
Tailwind, Node, JavaScript, Express, Graph, Redo, Manga. Okay, the last Auth0. Okay, cool.
Put a lot into this. That's a lot here.
Yep.
So even though it's a bug tracker, and we talk about a bug tracker, and we talk about a certain stack, this is built in a completely different stack than we built ours.
He did it by
so
himself.
cool.
So let's go.
Like it.
So there is a live link there. We could go look at it.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see. It is on Heroku, and I've not relaunched this, so it's going to take a second to spin up.
So sometimes it takes a minute to spin up. It's got guest accounts. Okay.
Cool.
All right.
It also says, so it's telling me, hold on, what is this? So I'm going to have to enter this in, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so they're not like, just,
they're not brief.
And then it's password with whatever.
Password 1 exclamation.
You could find a way to just log them right in, which you can do. And he's using Auth0 for his auth, which is kind of cool. Okay, we've seen these before. Product, browser, priority. Okay, severity, error type. It's got some graphs on it. Okay, let's view a ticket. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, it's got a ticket and then hit view on any one of them on the right hand side. Okay, I would make this bigger and wider. Definitely.
Yeah.
So
I can
when you approach the ticket detail, notice too, it's got a ticket. His ID is a GUID, so he's got the GUID at the top. So doesn't need to be shown there. And so like you can approach this without putting in a single column. Think of it like a form that someone might fill out and make it more legible and readable and just work on this view. It can be a pop-up, but make it wider and then highlight the title, maybe the description, and then under that are the things that people can navigate with and change.
Yeah, try and group
or
not
navigate,
right?
but interact.
Yeah, like try and group these. They fit into kind of logical groups, like your title, severity, priority might be one kind of like little section. Another is like, you know, these sections down here, they're expected result and actual result. Kind of, they can be kind of together, combined, like in a section. Think about it in sections.
Yep. So just work on that view a little bit. But otherwise, you got the data there and it's coming out of a database. You got some, it's kind of cool.
This works really fast. This is good. I mean, really fast.
You got a screenshot view, which is kind of neat. I haven't seen that before. Let's go look at the screenshot when browser button doesn't work.
Oh.
The third one down. It doesn't matter. Anyone that has a screenshot view.
Oh, I see.
Neat. Cool. I like it.
So that's different than going into it, I'm guessing, if I go into it.
Yeah, so this is the info of the ticket itself.
Okay.
You could attach the screenshot in here.
I think it being in here too makes sense as well. Yeah. And that's kind of weird.
You could have it in both places.
Comes down, but yeah,
that's just the limitation of the way he's building the form out. So like, I think you get your ticket detail view better. The screenshot view is kind of cool, and then maybe link to that screenshot view from inside the ticket detail as well. So
and think of your thing like look how this is kind of laid out too. Look, think of your layout more like this.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're using Bootstrap, you know that you can make Bootstrap modals as wide as you want. But if you're rolling your own, you definitely can make them wide as you want.
I also would like, there's a couple, so some of the things in here look great, like it feels real, like in terms of the details. This, I would get rid of this one. This just says this is a fake ticket, because I would just delete it.
Get rid of it. Just make real content, make real projects and speed it up.
These look great. Look, help link not working, routing on main page not working. That's cool. I like that. These ones just feel kind of wrong. And if this is somebody else has entered this detail in, how would you handle that? Let's say that I'm a hiring manager coming in and I'm playing with this and I enter that information. How would you handle that?
Yeah. Overall, this is what we're talking about, man. You know, you can assign tickets, I guess. It says, "Hey, Bobby" in there. Did you see that? Messages.
Oh, that's great.
This message from Coder Boy. All right, cool. So he's implemented a messaging system.
Yep, which is cool.
It's kind of neat. Kind of neat. So overall, pretty good, man.
Yeah, I like it.
Pretty good.
I like it. Okay. Let's go back here. Yeah, cool stuff, Jason. I do like the fact that it pushes here. I kind of like that first thing.
Yes, yeah, that's what I was saying all the time, man. Show your best thing, best shorter. Picture needs to change right there and that. I mean, just make a pro picture. You don't need to selfie it from the webcam.
Cats are cool though, but we'll change it.
Yeah.
This is cool though. The layout here is good. I like this.
Very good. And then he's got projects, maybe other projects.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so then you've got a sub menu here for these two.
Okay.
Betsy, I like it.
What is it? And yeah.
Betsy,
okay.
I'm guessing instead of Etsy, right?
I got you.
Driven e-commerce experience, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I like the name. The bug tracker and a Blazor. I was doing something with Blazor too, so cool.
Does it say Blazor? It does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
This is a.
Okay. Is it live?
Says it is.
Yeah, it is. We'll check it out just because it's in Blazor. You got us hooked there, Jason.
Second.
It's just Heroku's free tier. It just takes a minute to spin up. Okay.
I got an error.
Loading products. Oh no.
Yeah, an unhandled error has occurred.
Oh well. Yeah, get that working.
He didn't want us to see this anyway, so
yeah.
He wanted us to look at the bug tracker. He literally forced us into looking at the bug tracker.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that.
Yep.
So obviously, if you do have it on here, though, I mean, you
get it working.
You know, it's got to work. Otherwise, just drop it until you do get it to work. That's the other thing you could do too.
Cool.
But yeah, cool. Good stuff.
All right. All right. So we got 5 minutes. Let's ask her. Is there any questions anybody wants to answer us in 5 minutes? We'll ask her a couple.
I don't know. Yeah.
We won't have time to get another. We'll have enough time to get another portfolio. Yeah. Or you can look through some comments. I know we haven't really looked through it.
Maybe the cat is the developer. I did assume. You're right. I did the wrong thing there, Ridge Raider. I assumed the guy in the picture was the developer. Could have been the cat.
Yeah.
Could have been the cat. That's on me. I take full responsibility for that. That's totally on me. That was just wrong of me. That's just bad. Looking at you guys' portfolios today, they were really good. I liked it.
No, really good. Most of the time, yeah, it's really good.
Oh, Jarrett sent us a super chat. I don't know if it's going to pop up or not. I see it already, but it didn't seem to.
It'll come up here in a second.
There you go.
Look at Taco Cat there. Look at Taco Cat.
That's a slightly different.
He's already changed everything. All right, nice.
Oh,
nice,
awesome.
Good job, man.
Awesome, Jarrett. Yeah. That's good. That's.
I'm glad you were here. I'm glad you were here.
Yeah.
I'm glad we could help a little bit.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Good luck with everything. Hopefully that works. That works out for you. And thank you for the super chat. Super appreciate it.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. This is an actual question or just a comment here. Why do independent devs and those seeking jobs?
I'm glad you put that one up. I want to. I was reading that one. I want to respond to that.
Prisma, Airtable. I don't think you'd ever be asked with backend work as a front end developer to risk.
So,
firstly, why do you use Mongo? And secondly, why is a front end?
So, all right. So I wouldn't. Let's put that. I don't know what Prisma is, but I would not use Airtable ever for a backend of anything.
Hold on.
We use it, but we're not backing our app with it. You know, like
no. We're not saying never ever use Airtable. We love Airtable in the right use case.
Right, but it's not our database.
It's not our database.
So what we teach here is we're not using Mongo. Obviously, we're using relational databases like Postgres, which can be free. SQL, if you're using SQL Server, which is not free, but that's where the enterprise is at. Could be Oracle as well. There's a couple of them out there. Firebase, if you're real-time stuff, maybe. There's some other choices out there. But use the database that you want to use. I mean, so Mongo is not like it's a bad choice. MySQL is another choice that you could do. If you're asking me what would I do, I would do relational databases MySQL, Postgres, or SQL Server. If I'm independent and I just can't pay for anything, Postgres is the way to go for it's free. That's what we're doing for students because it's free. So, but relational DBs are still there. But I wouldn't use Airtable to back anything that I wanted to work. I would just use Airtable as an app that it is, and then, you know.
Yeah. It's good in itself. It works. We use it for student records and some of the back end stuff.
Yeah,
we use it
but the moment it gets super complicated, you know, like it gets squirrely in there, and it's just kind of like,
it does.
This needs to be modeled. I mean, like, you know, but like I've given up on it because like I don't want to write that app. So like we got other things that we need to do.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a no-code option that works to some degree.
I think even the thing with Airtable though, so something like Airtable, right? If you don't understand databases and you throw your information in Airtable, you can still make it really, really wrong. Like, yeah,
because we've had to come back and rework
stuff. Exactly. We looked at some stuff like, why did we create a new table for that? Why didn't we just put that in there? Or often it's like the other way around. It's like, why did we shoehorn that data into that thing? It should be in its whole. It should be in another table. It's relational.
It needs to be a lookup of some sort. Yeah.
Why are we just shoehorning it in there, like recreating the wheel every time? And it's because people don't understand how a database works.
Yeah, but if you're in love with Firebase, use Firebase. I mean, like, I don't think there's any reason not to use Mongo. I would use our relational DBs. I think they've proven the test of time that they're really useful. So I would learn SQL, and SQL being the language that applies to MySQL, Postgres, or SQL Server. And Oracle, to some degree, Oracle does have its own PL SQL backend language, a little bit different, but that's what I would do.
Cool. These are always fun. I love doing these. I love seeing you guys work. We'll do another one of these maybe next week, maybe the week after. I don't know.
In the future, maybe. So we'll see when we feel like doing them.
Yeah.
So anyway, I hope this helps you guys. I hope you learned something. I'm glad we helped Jarrett out a little bit. Thanks for the super chat, Jarrett.
Yeah.
And thanks for doing it. And Zach, I expect big things from your bug tracker, man. Get that thing out there, get a job. Tell us when you get hired.
Yeah, I want to see
it.
And
hopefully we can get you employed soon here. So
see it.
Hopefully it'll be great. All right.
Cool.
Well, it's 1 o'clock, man. It's taco time. So we will see you guys next week. See you guys next week.
Tuesday.
See you.
Later.